Hi, I'm Nigel. I work together with Vera on this project. We choose target 4 because it's my study, and Vera told me she was very interested in it as well. So that's why we chose this topic.
Mm, Yes, target four is quality in education. So, first, I'm going to start talking about the situation in Peru. Well, the current situation regarding education in Peru is characterized by several key factors. Um, One of them is access to education, because despite the challenges, Peru has made significant strides in providing access to basic education levels. Approximately 90% of Peruvians have access to early education, and 97.6% to primary education, and 85.7% to secondary education. So you can see that there is still a bit of a difference between primary education and secondary education. Also, we have the educational disparities. There are notable disparities in educational outcomes, particularly between urban and rural areas, because urban people tend to have better education and quality education than people from rural areas because of poverty and stuff like that. And we also have the infrastructure and funding. The education system faces significant challenges, including the risk of school collapses and substantial funding gap. These school collapses are mostly in these rural areas because of the place that they are in. The the, the terrain there, it's like not very consistent like it is in urban areas, so that's why they have these problems. We also have the political and social context. The political instability in Peru has had a significant impact on the education sector. The country has experienced considerable political and social upheaval, which has affected the implementation of public policies and the overall stability of the education system. So, yes, there is a lot of political instability in Peru. It's like every new governor, every new president has their own set of rules that they want to focus on, so it's not always the same, and it causes issues with education. So, in summary, while Peru has made progress in providing access to education, it continues to face significant challenges related to educational disparities, infrastructure, and funding. And the government is actively working to address these issues, but the political and social context remains a critical factor influencing the education system. So this is the situation in Peru. Now, talking about the SDG in Peru, which is target number 4, quality education. This is characterized by a mix of progress and challenges. We see this progress in education when we have these indicators. Peru has made some advancements in several education indicators. For instance, the participation rate in pre-primary organized learning, net primary enrollment rate, lower secondary completion rate have shown improvements, and the literacy rate in Peru has also seen positive trends, contributing to the overall progress towards the SDG 4. We have these challenges and setbacks. Uh, these are notable disparities in there are notable disparities in educational outcomes between urban and rural areas, as I mentioned in the situation in Peru, because the rural regions lagging behind in terms of access to quality education and infrastructure. And these government initiatives and policies. The Peruvian government has been implementing various initiatives to improve the education system, and these include increasing the budget for education and health, and also promoting the learning of foreign languages to better integrate into the global economy. And well, in summary, while Peru has made this progress in achieving like the target 4 in the SDG, it continues to face substantial challenges that requires sustained efforts and global support to overcome.
Okay, for the situation of the Netherlands, I chose the same key factors as Vera did. Access to education. The Dutch education system is widely accessible. Nearly all children in the Netherlands have access to primary education. Uh, Lately, there are more children who are getting classes from their parents, but that's not how we like to see it as teachers, because the tests say that normal classes are better. And secondary education also has a high enrollment rate. The government provides financial support for education up to age 18. So when you're older than that, you need to pay it yourself, which helps reduce financial barriers. Education inequality, while accessibility is higher, disparities in education opportunities remain, especially based on socioeconomic backgrounds and cultural diversity. Children from lower socioeconomic backgrounds uh, and those in large urban areas often face more challenges in their academic achievements, partly due to stratified levels in secondary education. So they find it more difficult to land on a school. Infrastructure and funding. The education sector in the Netherlands faces challenges, including a shortage of well trained teachers and high workload. That's maybe the biggest problem in the Netherlands right now. This creates difficulties in staff retention and well being. Infrastructure, particularly in older school buildings, also requires attention. Efforts are on the way to improve the education, funding, focus, and smaller class sizes, updated school facility, and technology integration. Yeah, the last one, technology integration, there are very much uh, opinions on it. Some people say it's very good, some people say no, we need to keep it like it used to be, writing and stuff. Political and social context. Political decisions making plays as a significant role in shaping education policy. Debates often focus curriculum reform, reducing educational disparities, and investing in educational innovation. Political and societal changes influence the direction and priorities within education policy, with a strong emphasis on balancing equal opportunities and quality. So they want to make it for the urban kids equal to go to good schools and have great lessons. So the Netherlands has an accessible education system with good foundational provisos, but faces challenges. The biggest one, the well-trained teachers. Although the government is working on solutions, political and social contexts continue to impact the implementation and effectiveness of these innovations. The biggest problem at the moment is the shortage of teachers, like I said. Can you go a bit down? Yes, thank you. So put it in the SDG. Progress in education indicators. The Netherlands has made significant strides in many key addiction indicators. Primary and secondary education enrollment rates are consistently high, and literacy are among the highest globally. Additionally, the Netherlands has a well-developed vocational education system, what helps students uh, to what the transition from school to the job market efficiently. So your internship, you can, in my case, if I have an internship in my last year, the probability of me going to work there is very high. Challenges and setbacks. Despite the progress, there are notable disparities in educational outcomes, particularly related to socio-economic background, migration status, and regional differences. Students from lower socio-economic backgrounds, as well as children in some urban areas, often face challenges in accessing high-quality education and support. Because of the teacher shortage, especially in urban schools, add these challenges, add to these challenges, affecting both class size and individualization attention for students. So the classes are too big for individual attention for those students who need it, and too less teachers that can help with that. The Dutch educational system is also facing rising concerns over the student well-being and mental health, partly due to academic pressures. Yeah, that started when COVID-19 came up. Government and policies. The Dutch government has been implementing various policies to enhance educational quality and inclusiveness. To include increasing educational budgets, prioritizing teachers' training programs. So I said you need to pay your study yourself when you're 18 plus. With a teacher study, you can get half of the price. For thing, half of the price off. So that's why they're promoting it. Recent policies focus on reducing disparities by providing additional funding to schools in disadvantaged areas and increasing support for digital learning and personalized education approaches. So they want to put more money in it.
Okay, so kind of like a conclusion that we could see with this is that both like the Netherlands and Peru are making improvements in these disparities that we have in education, but there is still much to do to see like a better development in this and to reduce these challenges that we have and setbacks that we could have. And that would be all. Thank you.